I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's another episode of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. I wanted to make sure you guys got this on the day I said you were going to get it, Tuesdays, but now I'm realizing Tuesdays might be pushing it. So you might start getting these Wednesday, Thursday, but I will try within the span between Tuesday and Thursday. More than likely Tuesday. I want to keep the consistency going. This is episode 3. It's the official 3rd episode. I know I just recently dropped the crossover edition with myself and Jay Whitaker from the Incredibly Vocal Minority podcast. It was our recap of the FanX Comic-Con, FanX Salt Lake Comic Convention. I'm sorry, you can't even call it Comic-Con anymore. But we did that with author J.L. Gribble as well. And that's what I want to get into real quick before I introduce my guest, man. For those who don't know, this past weekend, I had the honor and the privilege of being in Salt Lake City as a part of the FanX Salt Lake Comic Convention, and let me tell you this, it was a blast, if you can't tell for the lack of voice that I have. What originally started out as about 6 to 7 panels, ended up me being on 9 panels throughout the weekend. Yeah, 9 panels. That was a lot of work for me, but it was fun all the time. Did about 4 Black Panther panels to talk about the cultural relevancy and the impact it has had on not just the Black culture, African culture, but other cultures as a whole, and what it meant going forward and what does it mean, along with other films like Coco, Crazy Rich Asians, to show representation on the big screen and minorities as well. So that was fun. Getting the opportunity to moderate the panel with Lou Ferrigno, the original Incredible Hulk. I had to control all of my nerves because I'm a big ass fan of that show and big ass fan of the Hulk. So to see him and see, goddamn, I'm close to big as he is. It was great. David Hayter, who was the voice of Solid Snake and Naked Snake from Metal Gear Solid, he was phenomenal as well. Much love to the Geek Show podcast crew for having me on their live panel that was recorded, as well as their live show edition. You guys are amazing. Carrie, Jimmy, Tony, Shannon, Lee, Jay, I thank you all, man. You guys show so much love. I'm super grateful and I appreciate it to the utmost. It was a blast, and because of you all, I'd never taken so many vodka shots at one time in a row, but damn it, we did it, and I was like, oh wow, I'm still alive, nonetheless. And the opportunity to moderate the panel in the Grand Ballroom with the DC Legends of Tomorrow. So, for those who don't understand why the Grand Ballroom is such a big deal, if you've ever been to San Diego Comic-Con, Hall H is a big deal just as much as Ballroom 20 is. Well, Hall H is the biggest one, and it holds a couple thousand people. Well, just like that is the Grand Ballroom, and it's 5,000 people. And so to be honored to moderate that panel and to get the energy going and have them laugh and just rock with me and appreciate the questions I was asking the cast, it was a great time, and Brandon Routh and Katie Lotz are amazing. I got Katie Lotz to breakdance, so that's a win in my book. You dig what I'm saying? But that has been pretty much my week. Now it's back to work. There's a lot of things coming up this week I'll tell you about when we get to the end of the podcast. But I want to get into my guest this week. I met this brother a while ago at the Ha Ha Comedy Club in North Hollywood. We just started chopping it up. Super cool. Come to find out, he was one of the dancers in LALA Land. Now, it's hysterical when you hear that because this is a big-ass dude. But he's super cool, man. He's come one of my homies. He's working on a lot of dope things I want him to tell you guys about. So I'm proud to welcome to the show Mr. Mike Fallin. Mike, what it is, bro?
How y'all doing? I'm just glad to be on here, bro. Finally, yes. about to be a great episode. For those who don't know, like as my brother Jay said, I was in the opening of LALA Land. When you watch the film again, it should be about like 2 minutes, 48 seconds, if not 3 minutes and 8 seconds. I come out from the moving truck. I come out from the right in all red, the moving truck sequence. My dance style is krumping, so I've been a battle dancer as of last month for 13 years.
Let me ask this question before I got to drink some water. So.
Whatever you need to know, man.
What exactly, for those who maybe listen and don't understand it, have heard it, what exactly is krumping?
So krumping was a dance style that was born in the year 2000 by two creators. One was a Puerto Rican dancer. His name's Joe Ratty. The other one is an African-American dancer named Cesare Willis, but his dance name is Tight Eyes. And Joe Artist's dance name is Big Mill.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why is a dude nicknamed Tight Eyes? Never mind.
Yeah. There's a long story behind that.
I'm betting it is.
So they're it's not that long of a story. It's actually just how he looks. But basically, they created the dance style when they were 14 years old. And right now, I know that the last big thing they did together as friends was they both worked for Madonna as backup dancers. But I know Big Mijo, Joe Artist Ratty, I know now he's on tour with Beyonce and Jay-Z. He's one of the dancers for On the Run tour.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so they literally created this dance style as teenagers, and now there's thousands of krumpers across the world.
Now, the thing with the dance style I get that I see it's really like it's aggressive but fluid at the same time.
Yeah, that's how it's made on purpose.
Okay, can you explain that?
So basically, with krumping, when you guys look it up, it's spelled Krump, not with a C, with a K. It was made specifically for because we're battle dancers from the street, and basically it's evolved from there. So you can have so you can still have the same krump basics. We have our own foundation, our own movements. We have our own clothing brands, our own music made for krumpers by krumpers who make music outside of krump, but they make our own specific sound. We have international dance battles held all over the world, but mainly right now in LA, Texas, and all over Europe. And the one in Europe, it's called EBS, the European Buck Session. Where
What?
Yeah. So 5 krumpers per country go to a different country in Europe every year in battle. So 5 Germans, 5 Americans, 5 Israelis, Mexicans, South Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, Ukrainians, Russians. You think of the country, we have krumpers there. I know right now the movement's getting big right now in Peru as well.
That is interesting because I didn't know how widespread it was. Honestly, I thought, and maybe I'm wrong, I thought that krumping was always just like a Bay Area type deal.
No, born here in Watts.
I'm glad I got that better understanding.
Because the thing is, the biggest people from the Bay in krump, his name's Concrete. And Concrete and our friend B-Dash, they were just on this season of World of Dance. And Concrete, a shout out to him, M80, comedian up in the Bay Area. They're some of the ones that started the movement in the Bay Area. Same with Grizzly. They used to have krump events up there. And
Krumplements?
Krump events.
Oh,
not krump events. We don't have vitamins, guys.
What the fuck is a krumplement?
No, krump events up there.
Okay.
And so they've made the movement big up there too. I know Concrete goes back and forth now, but yeah, it's getting crazy. And the funny thing is because you brought up LALA Land. Since I did LALA Land and another krumper in there, he danced right because we're in the dance cipher section of it as well. His name's Deuce. We're the first 2 ever in our style to represent our dance style in an award-winning movie. So,
that's dope.
So we're the first krumpers in an Oscar movie, the first Oscar-winning movie, a BAFTA-winning movie, first krumpers basically in a Golden Globe movie because La La Land won 7 Golden Globes, 14. So any award La La Land won because me and him were the first 2 to krump in it. Because when you watch the scene when I come out from the moving truck, I start krumping, but the way they shot it, the crowd blocks me out when I start doing my upper body movements for krumping. But you still see me, and then it turns to a dance cipher. It goes to Salsa Lady, Deuce, and then a break dancer. And it's funny, the break dancer is actually the bottle double for X-23 in the Logan movie. It's a grown woman, but she's the same height as the girl.
Yeah.
But so yeah, me and Deuce, shout out to my brother Deuce, we are the first 2 krumpers ever in an Oscar-winning and Golden Globe-winning movie.
Dude, congratulations for that, first and foremost. That shit is so dope.
Yep.
To hear how it transcends and, again, for it to be a dance that's accepted worldwide.
Yes.
A dance style that was born of the hood, as you said.
Yeah.
And it was a battle thing.
It changes lives.
It changes lives from what I've definitely seen documentaries on that. Yeah. And I know I'd caught part of the documentary. Let me say, because I know people listen well, if you saw the damn documentary, you know, shut the fuck up.
Let them know.
Everybody who listens to the podcast knows I have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Getting everybody. First of all, if you're new to this, what I'm gonna do is get you caught up on everything in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. I'm gonna have fun. Okay. I'm gonna keep shit real. If you think I'm going to take a side, you might as well log the fuck off now. But thank you for listening long enough to give me a count on the ticks. I appreciate you. But nah, I want everybody to enjoy it. So, and definitely everybody who's new to the podcast. So let me kick it off with a bunch of Marvel news I have. It's not a lot of news, but I do have some interesting news. And it's some Marvel news that I have. It seems as if Marvel may be bringing in another superhero, and one around the way of Captain Britain and the Black Knight.
Hell yeah.
That is something, like, that was one that's shocking to hear, that Kevin Feige had tossed it around, was like, yo, I might go ahead and do this. I guess it's because they're showing the diversity, the cultural diversity. Pardon my foot, bro. My knee is killing me. It's like the cultural diversity around the characters, which I get it, definitely. But Captain Britain is someone I wouldn't have never expected them to grab, and especially grab the Black Knight with it.
I'm not shocked, to be real with you, bro, because we got to think like this. You know, Chris Evans is on his way out contractually. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. That's why they're
contractually and really, because that motherfucker is not making it past Avengers 4. I'm sorry if you're hurt to hear that. The Cap is dying, okay?
He's done, y'all. So that's why, for me, strategically, it makes sense. You want that same type of Captain character around. Captain Marvel would have counted, but she's too op. She's too powerful. Mm-hmm. I mean, she chin checked the Hulk. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she doesn't really count as a Captain America type because she's too superior to him. So I mean, she still has the same standards, same morals as a person, but power set wise, you want someone that within that category that has the same heart as Captain Marvel and Captain America. So, and then plus for those who don't know, from my understanding, from my knowledge, Captain Marvel and Captain Britain and Psylocke are twins. In the comics, it's convoluted, but it's sort of.
Well, that's if they go that route.
Yeah.
If they go that route, that'll be dope, because they can potentially go now with the merger done officially.
Hell yeah.
But the question becomes, do we want to bring Olivia Munn back? And after I saw her in fucking The Predator, I don't want to see her in another goddamn movie. Damn. I know how a lot of people gonna feel about this. She looked like Psylocke. Yes, that is it. That is all she bought to be in Betsy Braddock.
For sure.
Okay, so people get mad like, hey, you don't think it's about her? Because it's fucking true.
Calm down, trolls. Calm down.
Wait till you see The Predator. Wait till you waste your goddamn money. She has the same face in every single scene. But nonetheless, I digress. One of the things about the Black Knight and the Captain Britain movie that's kind of interesting is that Guy Ritchie is being eyed to be the director for this.
Ooh.
Now, kind of a problem with that. My issue becomes that King Arthur movie he just did and how bad that bombed. I understand it's a medieval tale. I just don't know if I could see it, him taking that character. It'll be a stretch, but they say they want him to do it and also be a part of this Phase 4 slate that Marvel has secretly put together. We know it's supposed to happen, which it's going to change a lot of different things potentially, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Yep. Speaking of which, with that, I'll go into another bit of news before I get back to the Phase 4 slate. So Iron Fist dropped this past weekend, and my black ass is only on episode 1.5.
I finished it.
Okay. Yes or no? Well, from episode 1, it beats it. Is it overall better than season 1?
Shit's on season 1. Hard.
Okay.
Like, if season 1 was Solange, season 2 is Beyonce. Wow.
What the fuck?
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Not at all. If season 1 is Solange, season 2 is Beyonce.
You're talking about popularity.
I get it. I get it. That's a hellified comparison. All right, I'm going to catch up on it, and trust me, I'll be the one finish it up by this weekend, hopefully. And by the time I'm done, I'll give you guys a review either on my YouTube page, or we're going to come through an episode here, special review episode for y'all. No, matter of fact, I'll go through the YouTube because I'll be talking about some of it with the next episode. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. At the end, for those, non-spoiler, I'm not going to say it because the listeners don't know if they've seen it yet. They haven't seen it yet. When you see the ending of the last episode, woo! Yeah, it gives me faith. Now, the thing is about Iron Fist, if season 1 was like a 5 out of 10, season 2 is like a 7.5, 8, because it's like there's still some stuff they can still do better, but I'm not gonna say it's like Daredevil level or Luke Cage, but basically with the quality of season 2, especially what they did with Davos, They got my forgiveness.
Speaking of Daredevil, now that you brought it up, we did get the teaser for season 3 of Daredevil, where it's him giving a confessional, and he basically says, "I would rather die as the devil than live as Matt Murdock." And if you pay attention to that teaser, he's back in the black ninja suit.
Yes,
So where they're doing Born Again, for everybody who knows, they're doing Born Again. Basically, Karen Page gets high on heroin, which is something I don't know why we've just been so pitching and happy to see. She gets high on heroin, gives away Matt Murdock's identity. It gets told to Kingpin, and he ruins his life. Gets him disbarred and everything.
Yeah, and for those who like, they've leaked photos from like a couple scenes, and you see why he's back in the black suit. It makes sense.
Well, what was I didn't see those. What were?
So basically, you see someone in a Daredevil suit murdering people, and that would be Bullseye, hired by the Kingpin.
Oh yeah, because Bullseye is being brought in.
Yeah,
because he knows who.
Yeah, so that's why Matt Murdock's back in black. Because if Bullseye took his suit from him and is murdering people as the Red Devil,
Daredevil,
yeah,
he has to go back to being
black
to prove his innocence eventually. Which cool. Which that's dope. I'm happy for that. But also, a tweet has officially released the release date. Has given the release date. Excuse me, for this season, and it's earlier than we expected. October 19th.
Oh,
woo! So. What happened was the tweet in Thailand. It was in Thai, but it basically was saying October 19th. See you then. It's been since deleted, and the embargo will lift October 12th. So it would make sense. Now what I'm gonna do is I gotta make sure I hit up my contact in Netflix and see if I can get my access to these streamers, so I can go ahead and get some reviews going. Have my embargo ready. When the embargo lifts, I have it ready to go. I'm super excited for Daredevil season 3. Daredevil has been the flagship of the Netflix shows, and it stayed strong 1, 2, and 3. Some people didn't like 2 as much. I think 2 was great because it set up a great introduction to the Punisher and where we were going to go forward. So I have little to no problem with it at all, to be quite honest with you. But back to the Phase 4 situation with Marvel, bro.
Yeah.
Now, they're still reshooting Avengers 4. They're still doing reshoots.
So I know what you're going with this.
They've already said that the film should be done by March of next year. First off, the reshoots are going to heavily feature Wakanda, which makes all the sense. It's where the battle took place. That's where everything needs to be fixed. That's where all the geniuses technically are. Well, till you bring Tony Stark back to Earth. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It is also said that Tony's dad, Howard Stark, has been reportedly shooting scenes for the movie. Yeah, John Slattery has been seen on set. Now, we do know also it's going to affect time, because the way Ant-Man's story is supposed to work, when he gets out the quantum realm, his daughter will now be a teenager. It's been almost 15 years since everything has happened. People have aged. If you're in the quantum realm, you don't age. But life has continued around. So the plot of 4 is that life has continued since the events of the snap.
Oh, shoot.
And people are trying to pick up from that. Just to know, you can say what the fuck you want on this one, because everybody knows it's explicit.
Oh, okay, shit. Man, that's fucking crazy.
But yeah, so, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But to see Howard Stark, that's going to be nice, because it's not saying whether he'll be hologram or memory or whatever.
AI and all that.
Or the AI, who knows? It might even be from the barf technology, which allows him to revisit memories from his past. Remember, we saw that in Civil War. That's how they did the de-aging of the face and all that. So that could be interesting as well. I just want to know with that. Also with 4, it's been said now that no one knows the ending anymore.
Wow.
Because James Gunn's firing may have changed a lot.
Damn.
Because no one knows the futures of the Guardians. And when I say that, yes, they are still contractually obligated to do Guardians 3. There is no director set, though the frontrunner appears to be Taika Waititi. Shit ain't in the can yet. So it might happen, it might not. But the biggest thing is Dave Bautista. And the reason I bring that up is because he is not sure if they will now make his character survive Avengers 4. Because he's been so adamantly against Disney and their move with James Gunn. Which I can't say I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? But What's your thoughts?
So this is my thoughts. I mean, James Gunn. You talking about the James Gunn firing, right?
What else am I talking about with James Gunn?
I mean, what he said was messed up on Twitter, and I know it was like 10 years ago he said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Times have changed. People can change. If he would have apologized,
He did already.
he did already.
See, that's the problem.
No one talks about that.
You know what James Gunn got fired for? Not deleting the tweets.
Yeah.
James Gunn apologized for that shit already. He apologized after Disney hired him. So, yeah. The reason James Gunn got fired was not deleting the tweets, and was because Roseanne got fired. That was it.
Yeah, but then also, I mean, if that's the case, then you got to hold everybody's past against him. Rob Downey Jr. and his substance abuse in the past. But, he's changed and grown. Mm-hmm. Everything that happened with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard with the alleged him hitting her.
Well, that's still present with Johnny Depp in the sense when you bring that up.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you got Disney got actors out here who've done drugs and we talk about hitting women. But you're gonna get mad if somebody who just done like a non-violent tweet that was messed up from a decade ago. And I just feel like since he already apologized and whatnot, just bring him back, let him finish it off, because they didn't complain when he made them $1 billion off the first.
Sure, in the fuck didn't. That's been my biggest thing. Y'all knew who he was then, so why the fuck are you acting brand new now? And especially when they said, well, we're gonna stick to our decision and not rehire him. That's just the most hypocritical shit ever to me, because you knew who the dude was.
And plus, Disney, you ain't saints with all the racist characters you had in your movies.
Hell, we're not saints even with the fact that fucking Walt Disney himself was a racist.
And a Nazi sympathizer.
And a Nazi sympathizer. But we can't bring that up because we act like that's not... The company is still Walt Disney.
And that's why there's never been a Walt Disney biopic.
Yeah, because they refuse to have that come out.
Yeah.
But you're mad at this. It's absurd. But again, it's supposed to affect the way things go forward. Now, Glenn Close, who played Nova Prime in the first Guardians, she said to Empire Magazine, quote, "It's hard to think of it without him. It's sad. And it brings up, I think, some very tricky issues around this movement. I bring it up with every woman I talk to because I want to know what people feel, Is it truly what we should be doing? Especially in this case. Somebody who's known to ruin people for something that they wrote in a totally different context, 10, 12 years ago? What are we going to do? Go back to our past and make sure that everything we said was politically correct? Yeah. Who can live like that? I feel there's just something wrong about that." She goes on further to say, "We're very flawed creatures. Look at what we're doing to our fucking world." It was a question I was talking about to somebody last night. You have somebody that actually has the creative energy to create something like Guardians of the Galaxy. He's a flawed human being. He was cocky asshole back then and was saying things to provoke people. Does that negate him as an artist? I don't think so. I personally do not think so. Or else we're taking down buildings and paintings, take down all the Picassos. He treated women terribly. It was going to be a lasting cultural revolution, which is a big change, if we got to take into consideration human nature. Very good points by her.
Yep.
Very good points.
I agree.
James Gunn was a cocky asshole by then. He was the dude that made Romeo and Juliet. Again, Disney knew who he was. So I don't think them acting brand new to this is really ridiculous. It's really absurd. And I think Marvel, that's the reason why Marvel did this next move, and which was releasing the Captain Marvel photos.
To try to calm
the storm. Yes, it was dope to see Brie Larson in the suit officially. Yes, it's dope to see the Star Force. Yes, it's dope to see Jude Law's Marvel. And I'm like, yo, we just putting you in a suit. You Jude Law, we gonna show your face. Yes, it's dope to see Ronan back, Korath back. It's even doper to see the Skrulls.
Hell yeah.
But Marvel only did this to try to shut that down. And anybody who can see through it knows what it is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're not doing this shit because you wanted to do it. You didn't do this because you're like, yo, let's go ahead and get people pumped up for Captain Marvel. Because people are already pumped up for the movie. We weren't going to get her shit for another month, if that. But you're not going to tell me that all of a sudden they just said, let's just drop this. No. It was to try to quell all that noise and quench all that noise from fucking the Avengers thing. I mean, give me your thoughts, bro.
I agree with you, because the thing is, they're trying to play like this, whatchamacallit, they're trying to play like this distraction game. Because Disney, like, they love the money they get from Marvel. And it's just, the thing is, companies like that, like Disney, they do firings like this that of people's past actions that haven't hurt nobody physically as a reactionary decision. Like, you can't be reactive to every little single thing. So you gotta think it out. Like, if the person to get hurt, if it's not racist as hell, if it ain't got people to get hurt, you gotta question whether the firing is necessary. Put him on suspension. That'd be cool. Suspend his ass. Try to get everything worked out. Like, look what happened with Chris. What's his name? Chris Hardwick. From the yeah. So like remember, like, people fought, he got blacklisted, but now he's coming back slowly but surely on AMC with the talk shows and whatnot. The same thing should happen with James Gunn. Like, y'all shouldn't just cut him off completely. That makes no sense, because he is your leader. He is basically your guide to the cosmos of Marvel, and he's been putting in that work from Guardians 1 and 2. He knows what he's doing. And you got, and just like she said, and just like with your thoughts too, if you got someone that's that talented but is a flawed person, I get that. You take it into consideration, but let him do his job and keep it pushing.
Yeah, I 150% agree with you. Yeah, you won't get any argument or any, pushback from me, because that man should do. I don't know. I'm frustrated because now what should have been a smooth ride for Marvel going into next year.
Yep.
Is now going to be so bumpy because, yes, the Captain Marvel pressers, they're going to tell the interviewers, don't bring up James Gunn. But that's in the rooms. That's not on the electronic press lines where they're walking up to people, what do you think about this Gunn thing? And then especially with trying to promote Avengers 4. It's not going to roll.
They cause themselves too much problems. Like, why would, you already know, like, you guys gotta rectify that.
I mean, you rectify it, but you also have to acknowledge you made a mistake, and the thing is, Disney is so cocky they don't want to. Yeah. Now, a lot of people say, well, Jay, don't you want to work for Disney as far as an actor? Absolutely. I would love to be a host, a personality, an actor, whatever the case may be with Disney, because it's a great entity to work for. It's lucrative, and it ain't going nowhere. However, we got to call people on their BS. And again, I know it's talked about week in and week out, but that's because it's always something coming back up that ties us back into the situation. I'm going to try not to keep having James Gunn discussions as best as I can, because I know it's like, yo, can you talk about something else? But unfortunately, when you talk about Marvel and the cinematic universe and the films, given what's supposed to come up, it goes back to it.
Because he's a pillar. He's a foundation.
He was supposed to be the man to be the focus going into Phase 4, plain and simple. Yeah. So what else can you expect? DC news, man. This is some decent DC news I got.
Hell yeah, let's get it.
It's potentially, that Kit Harington may have been or may still be on DC's radar. Now, if you don't know who Kit Harington is, he's Jon Snow, the bastard. He may be potentially the choice to play Bruce Wayne in the Batman. Now, Revenge of the Fans is a website. They discovered that the studio had requested a digital mock-up of the actor back in June to get an idea of how he'd look in the iconic cape and cowl. Now, this guarantee does not mean he's for sure it. It's just a look. Now, there has been other actors. Kit's 5'8", so they've been looking at other actors 5'8" to see how they would fit. Yeah. Of course, there was Jake Gyllenhaal at first. Now we found out he's not that. He's Mysterio. Even Jack Houston has been one. Because there's no official word on what's going to happen with Ben Affleck. There's no official word. It's, as of right now, we are not sure, but I think it's pretty much, if you're in the know with this, and it's pretty much a safe bet, he's not Batman anymore. Plain and simple. Yeah. Oscar Isaac has even been rumored to be attached to it, but nobody knows. This is one of the franchises that you would think should be cut and dry, easy to do, and let's make it happen. Why do you think, for you, in your opinion, why do you think it's been so hard to figure out, first of all, to lock down a Batman? And to get this whole movie off the ground and going.
Bro, it goes back to everything with Warner Brothers right now. The thing about Warner Brothers is, like, they want to play catch up. Now, just like you said, same thing with Disney, if I want to work on them, I would love to work with Warner Brothers any day of the week. I'd work with them in any future track they need. But it's just like, let's be real. Let's call it what it is. Warner Brothers almost feels ashamed that they didn't push their cinematic universe first. Because like what happened was, from everything my understanding, The same year Iron Man came out, George Miller's Justice League was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
So that fell through. Because then they would have been the exact neck and neck, and everything would have been a completely different ball game. And now that's why everything's reactive. Like, look, they keep changing the heads of the studio for who controls the comic book universe. It was Jeff Johns, and now they got the producer from
Walter Hamada.
Yeah, from It. And I'm just like, well, first off, if you keep changing the heads every other year, how you expect to have a consistency within your movies?
Well, I don't have a problem with it being Walter Hamada, quite honestly. He knows how to
either.
make franchises. He knows how to connect the universe, in a sense, with the Annabelle Conjuring universe, and now the Nun. So if that's what they're trying to do, then that's not a bad thing at all.
But he's the third person, in 3 or 4 years, right? And so I'm not saying him as a person. I have no ill will against him. I'm talking about the studio, bro. If y'all wanna have us have faith, and you want to make a DC movie that can finally crack $1 billion like Marvel can, stick to your guns, stick to the vision, keep everything inclusive. Because the thing is this: if you can't choose who you want to play as Batman, y'all gotta take a seat back, don't put him out for a while, and figure out how you're gonna get a long game. Like, look what's happening. It's like we're having a problem getting a Batman, but yet we're getting 2 Jokers. And that's my thing is that it's hard to get a good Batman. Because just like it is hard to get a good comic book story sometimes, it's not the characters sometimes, it's the people behind the pen. And you guys gotta get your stuff in order. So just get a game plan, get a long-term game plan on what you want to do with the characters and follow through with it.
I agree. I definitely agree with you. I mean, I liked every point you were making. Y'all can't see me, but I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened with something I uploaded to my IGTV. Yeah. But that's a whole nother story. But I agree. I think. So supposedly now, Warner Brothers isn't directly concerned with the connecting DCEU, supposedly.
Yeah, well, Joaquin cast it, I guess.
Well, that's a whole nother issue within itself.
Study instead of a real prequel.
Yeah, because that's something I don't know what they planning on doing with that.
If anything, they should have did the Riddler. They want to do a double character study.
Well, yeah, I think we all think they should have did that. But. Because supposedly now Wonder Woman is on her own. Supposedly Shazam nor Aquaman connect directly yet. We don't know. But I just think that this whole thing is absurd. I'm one of those people that say, yo, having multiple Jokers is fucking stupid. There's no other way I'm going to call it. Having multiple Jokers is dumb. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Because the reason why it's bad business, if you guys think about it, you guys listening to this podcast right now, y'all are dedicated fans or people who are casual fans that want to get a brief summary of what's happening in the world of comics, right?
You want to be able to follow that.
Exactly. If you ain't like us on the microphone, if you're not like people listening to this podcast right now, you're just a normal Joe, you're not going to know what the hell's happening. You're just a stranger from the outside looking in to see a mess. They're like, why is there 2 Jokers? They're for the people that are super not connected. Like, how come Batman and Iron Man don't work together? Like, some people don't even know that they're 2 different universes.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why would you have 2 Jokers and confuse the regular movie-going audience who want to like these characters but don't have a clue about it, that aren't like people like you, me, or Jay?
I just don't get it, man. I wish I had a better answer and understanding for what Warner Brothers was thinking. Or is thinking.
This need to get put this in a one person's hand. They need a Kevin Feige.
Well, they've been trying to have a Kevin Feige, but the problem with that is Kevin Feige's been doing what Kevin Feige has done for over 10 years. You're trying to make a Kevin Feige with somebody who you just drop in, and that's a problem. DC has tried to become Marvel in the sense of they tried to rush and jump their universe instead of building it. Yeah, you came in the universe game late. Build it.
Yeah.
DC found that out the hard way. Universal found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
Universal was trying to build the dark universe and just tried to bank everything off the Mummy and cram everything into there. No.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. In the TV show universe, the poster has now come out for The Flash on the CW, and it shows Barry Allen running alongside his daughter side by side, Nora Allen. She's known as XS in the comic book. So It's gonna be nice. We get our look at her costume. She has the purple jacket and whatnot. So, and his new look as well. It's a nice little poster. I'm cool with it. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
I like it too. As I just hope this season that the writing gets switched up.
Well, the writing is the writing. Let's just call it for what it is. The writing is the writing. It's gonna be very, very interesting to see how all this plays out. Like I said, the introduction of the daughter, and now her being a speedster. Because supposedly there are twins, but there are tornado twins, but we don't know for sure if they're gonna do that. Who knows? The DC Universe, the streaming platform, is getting very interesting, especially when it comes to Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol, if you have not heard, recently has cast their chief, and their chief is former 007 Timothy Dalton. That is an amazing pickup for this show.
Yes.
The cast of Doom Patrol alone gets me super fucking excited about it. You got Timothy Dalton, Brendan Fraser, Alan Tudyk. I'm pardon my mind, I don't have the chance to pull it up. Two other amazing actors, female actors. They're really Jovan Wade, who's playing Cyborg. Let me pull this up because I don't want to seem like that dick who doesn't know who it is. Hold on, Doom.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, yeah, guys, hey, have you guys seen it? They've leaked set photos
Of Doom Patrol?
Yeah, I'm gonna send them to you, bro.
I'm sorry, that's who it was. April Balby, and they have Diane Guerrero. This is amazing.
The aesthetics looking good, especially Robot Man. I'm liking what he's looking like because it's just like in the comics.
Well, I'm happy about that. I'm more happier for that than I am for Titans, to be quite honest with you.
Same here. I was literally going to say that.
I was so hyped up when I heard they were doing a R-rated live-action Titans show, and I was like, cool. Some of the cast I hadn't heard of. I was like, well, we'll see what happens. And I heard they were only doing 4. I was like, wait, no, Cyborg? He's a Titan. But then I heard they were doing Doom Patrol, and Cyborg is the reason they come together. So I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Then I saw some of the photos. I saw the costumes. I was like, all right, I'm here for it. I saw the behind the scenes. I didn't care about it because I knew it was behind the scenes photos.
Yeah.
I knew it didn't matter. But then we got the trailer, and everybody was so excited off just fuck Batman. I was like, fuck this trailer. Because it looks like an extended version of Superpower Beatdown that you can see on YouTube, brought by Batman Son of Machinima. Now, I'm not saying anything negative towards the Superpower Beatdowns. Those are dope. But for this to be this live-action show that is supposed to change things, and I'm expecting to see more.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see more about it. And I didn't get that, and I was really fucking disappointed.
Yeah, because if they would have hired Superpower Beatdown, it would have been a whole different ballgame.
It would have been a whole different ballgame.
Shout out to Superpower Beatdown. I was actually in the interview opening for Green Ranger versus Ryu.
What were you gonna do?
No, I'm in the interview when they interview the people.
Oh.
So yeah, so I'm in the opening. So if you watch that and they start interviewing people at the Comic Cons, I'm one of the guys they ask the opinion from.
Okay, I got you.
Watch that. It's almost I think like 11 million hits.
Well, and also in some DC news that just came out about the DC Universe. Well, not the DC Universe, about Gotham. We've got another key role has been cast for this final season of Gotham. Yeah, they are finally going to end this show. And thank God. Nikita alum Shane West has been tapped for a villainous recurring role on the upcoming 5th and final season. He's going to play Eduardo Dorrance, an old army buddy of Gordon's who lost touch with Gordon after the war, and he returns to Gotham later leading an elite team of soldiers with the goal of helping Gordon restore order to No Man's Land. Yeah. Now, in the comics, he is further known as King Snake.
Damn.
Who was the father of another big bad Batman villain, Bane. Ooh. And they say it could be conceivable that Eduardo would be Bane himself, and so that it would make Gotham be able to go out with a bang. Given the fact we're doing year 1 of Bruce, and I mean, might as well just go head first. F it. You know, fuck it, just do it.
I know.
What are your thoughts on Gotham?
So this is my thing, because I got people on there that were villains on the show. My boy Todd Stashford played Black Mask. Todd's a hell of an actor and a writer, anyways. So I know he only did what was on the script. This is my overall thoughts. Gotham, but doesn't have righteous leaders when it comes to like the continuity. I hated the fact that you already got a fully developed Victor Freeze, on there. You got Killer Croc with powers already. You got Poison Ivy as a kid that jumped into an adult that she mutated on the
twice.
Show. I didn't even know that she did it twice. I feel like if Gotham would have actually like considered like what can we do to play this out, they would have lasted at least 10 seasons.
Well, I don't think they did, because I don't think Gotham expected to last longer than the first episode it did.
Yeah, because Gotham is like the illegitimate bastard child of Smallville. If it had a love child, what a hooker. like that's the thing. Like Gotham, the actors are dope. It's just the whole direction. Like, why are you having all these fully developed? You had Ra's al Ghul, and he died.
Well, I think again, Gotham didn't know what it was supposed to do, what it wanted to do, because originally the story of Gotham was never supposed to go towards the Batman way. Never. It was only supposed to be the story about Jim Gordon and how he deals with crime in Gotham before Batman comes along. Well, people didn't give a fuck about Jim Gordon, more so Ben McKenzie as Jim Gordon. And so they were like, well, shit, we got to start developing Bruce.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So that's my thoughts. It's just that. The thing that also pisses me off about Gotham is that he's already in love with Selena Kyle. Like, why are you already giving us his lover when they're teenagers? Like, they keep that separate. They didn't meet each other when they're both broken adults.
Yeah.
That's my problem with that. And then you already got Alfred on here, like trying to be a ninja, and he's over here fighting crime with Bruce, who's a teenager. Alfred needs to keep his ass in the house. Alfred needs to take Bruce, sit his ass down, let him train in the house, and stay away from out of the streets. And then we already had Clayface on here. We had Hugo Strange. I'm surprised they didn't have Condiment Man. That should be the final
Everybody
villain.
wants Condiment King somewhere.
Somewhere. He needs to be the final villain. I mean, fuck it. You want to go out with Bane? Have Bane get murdered by Condiment King, and he'd be the final secret villain of the series. But I feel like, and then if that's the case, fuck it. Also bring in Man-Bat.
If y'all just gonna go that far, go for it all.
Shit.
I mean, who knows? It's just really, the show itself has really gone in so many different directions. I'm surprised it lasts as many seasons as it did.
Because the first two seasons, I messed with season 1, and I'll jump in and out of season 2, and then I'd watch recaps of all the other seasons on YouTube. Man, I'm just like, how did y'all basically jailhouse rape fucking Solomon Grundy's character?
Yo, they had it. They had it with Grundy. When they did the way they did it at first, when it was like, oh, he hasn't said his real name. Butcher goes, what's his name? Yeah. Cyrus Gold. I was like, okay. And when they made him Grundy, it was great. He talked like Grundy. Mm-hmm. He looked like Grundy. Yeah. He acted like Grundy. Then they did that dumb shit where he got hit in the head and became Butch again. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Yeah. Don't do this.
Yeah. And the thing is too, I don't even care about y'all making Penguin a homosexual. That was cool. I don't care about all that. But then you made him like lovesick for the Riddler. Who the fuck is lovesick for the Riddler? That's what I can't figure that riddle out. Shit.
You know what? I didn't understand the whole point of his love affair with Enigma. I thought it would have been more so with Butch.
Yeah.
If he was gonna have that love affair. But that is not what they did.
Yeah.
So
that's my thought on Gotham. Gotham, you guys have great actors. The effects are dope for TV. It's just the writing. I'm sorry, y'all. And if anybody from the production hears this, I got love for y'all, but y'all did. I wish y'all would have picked the ball better with the characters that I've loved since I was a kid. Dead ass.
Well, speaking of shows back in the DC universe, Swamp Thing, man, we got a lot of great additions.
Ooh,
so Crystal Reed has been cast as Abby Arcane, which is nice. She was in Gotham, yeah. And Maria Stein has been cast as Liz Tremaine. Cool with that. Swamp Thing is going to have an actual physical suit, so it will not be a CGI Swamp Thing. I can live with this. And now it just broke as I'm recording this, and it is going up on the Mad Titan Cast website. We now have the man who will be playing the Swamp Thing. Yeah. Not Alec Holland, but Swamp Thing. Derek Mears, he's a 6'5" actor and stuntman who's played Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th remake,
I know Derek.
Hawes and Hatchet 3. He's also been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Flash. He is going to be Swamp Thing.
Yeah. If y'all want to check him out in a dope film that I just saw, I went to the premiere for last year, earlier this year, it's called From Jennifer. And if you want to see his acting chops, like his versatility, he's an underrated actor and a stepman.
Nice.
In my eyes.
Nice.
So, even before I met him, I respected his work. But after meeting him and seeing him in From Jennifer, I have mad respect for him. This is a dope pick.
Okay, I mean, he's got the size.
Oh, he does.
He has the size. And I remember Jason in the Friday the 13th reboot. So, I remember seeing him in The Flash. I remember seeing him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, like, this is a great pick for this role.
Yep.
And again, to be able to, all you have to do is, you have to convey that physicality.
You got it.
Because you really are the dude. Because unless they, see, that's the thing I hope they don't do, is like drag out Holland before he gets thrown into the swamp so many episodes, I mean. You know, like, we go 5-6 episodes in before he finally is thrown in the swamp to become the Swamp Thing.
That would suck.
I mean, it's been done before. It has been done before, but...
Because, like, for me, personally, Swamp Thing's my personal DC trinity. As a kid growing up, my 3 DC characters I got first introduced to was always Swamp Thing, then Superman and Batman. That's how I was introduced.
Really?
That's how I was introduced, because I remember as a kid, I used to obsessively watch the Swamp Thing movies, both of them, as a kid. So that's how I know about Swamp Thing. And I didn't know until I got older that Swamp Thing was a DC character.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I think a lot of us didn't know.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw the movies. I remember growing up on the movies. I never knew Swamp Thing was a DC Comics character.
I love the second movie the most when he started beating other monsters' asses. Left and
Yeah,
right.
when they started making other. But then I was a comic book fan, but I didn't know, and I feel bad saying this, I didn't know that Swamp Thing was in the comics.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody created a monster. Because my brain, being the way it was, remembered the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
And I just put the two of them together.
Yeah.
You know. So go ahead.
Almost like a Darkman situation. Same thing.
Man, don't get me on that, please.
Sam Raimi. But for me, y'all, and for those who don't know, if you want to know about Swamp Thing, like, magically is one of the best characters there is when it comes to supernatural side of DC Comics. And for those who don't know, and this conveys into Swamp Thing for those, so this is related. If y'all didn't know, Superman doesn't have one weakness. He has typically 3. Kryptonite, any form of red sunlight, because that's the red sun of Krypton.
Right.
So under red sunlight, he's a human being.
He's a human, right.
You can beat his ass. And they did that in the animated film, Superman.
I remember that, yeah.
When Lex Luthor was physically abusing a Superman clone. The third weakness of Superman is any form of magic. So, like voodoo, Santeria, Aquaman can kill Superman with a trident. Wonder Woman can choke him to death with the lasso of truth. So it's so bad, they had to make 2 Justice Leagues. That's why we have Justice League
and Justice League Dark. Right.
And that's why Swamp Thing is the bruiser of Justice League Dark.
Because he can beat up Superman.
If need be. Because you can't kill Swamp Thing unless you kill Earth. Because he's an avatar of the green.
Right, the green's our Earth. Right, he's
exactly.
He's an elemental.
And then, if you guys want to put it that way, if Swamp Thing is more of the Martian Manhunter of
the Justice League Dark.
The Justice League Dark. They really don't got like a Superman per se. If you were to say it, maybe it's Satana, because she's like a powerful like
right.
conjurer. Or if you want to go with Etrick and the Demon. And then obviously John Constantine is the Batman of the Justice League Dark.
Right.
Because John Constantine is one of the baddest motherfuckers in DC. You know, he sold a soul to 7 demons to save somebody, and when the 7 demons came to collect, they canceled each other out. He's like, well, I'm going to catch you guys later. And he left them standing there.
Because of 7 demons, they cancel each other out?
Yeah, because he sold a soul to save somebody to 7 different entities. I guess they're like demons or devils. And when they came to collect, because there were 7 of them, they canceled each other out, and they couldn't collect his soul.
That was a smart move.
And that's the leader of Justice League Dark, and he made sure Swamp Thing's on the team.
Well, I mean...
Shit, we might get a Constantine crossover with this or something.
Well, Constantine will be... He's going to be on the 4th season of Legends of Tomorrow. He's a regular series regular for this season. Yeah. Matt Ryan is portraying him again, who is fucking phenomenal. I am stoked and excited for that. I can't wait to see what it's going to be again. Talking to Brandon Routh and Katie Lotz pumped me up for this even more. Well, I think that's pretty much all the news that I have for this week, man. Mike Fallin, I want to thank you
Yeah.
You got something to say, brother? Matter of fact, excuse me, before I go any further, that's the news that I have in Marvel and DC that we cover on the live action news. You did a fan fiction film I want you to tell people about.
All right, guys, you're going to be one of the first ones to hear about it. It's going to be called Fair Play, a DC fan film. I wrote and I co-directed a Mr. Terrific fan film.
Why Mr. Terrific?
I felt that he wasn't being done justice on Arrow. And literally in a brief nutshell, I had a family tragedy in December. I lost my nephew. And my friend, for those that y'all would know, his name's Geechee Gamba. He was actually the Black Power Ranger in the viral rated R Power Ranger short film, the one that's at 23 million hits on YouTube. He played Zach, the Black Ranger. He's a good friend of mine. We were talking, and he brought up that he was trying to do some more projects, and I was like, you know what? Let me write something for you. And then I was watching Arrow, and I was like, you know what? Let's try to pump up the Michael Holt version of Mr. Terrific. So me, him, and my co-director Gio Perez, who is a martial arts Hall of Famer who does military style Hapkido, we came together. I wrote the script, and we recruited different actors who are actual stuntmen and fighters. So in the short film Fair Play, it's Mr. Terrific. I play an older version of Static Shock. We have an Aqualad played by Juan Abdias. We have a Nightwing. We have a Gangbuster played by my co-director. Gangbuster is a DC Latino superhero who came in after the death of Superman.
Really?
Now, the thing about him, like, he got hands for days. I know in some iterations he had, like, robotic legs. But he's a martial artist, and he came in when they had the Reign of Superman era.
Okay.
And so my co-director plays Gangbuster in the short film. And his name's Gio Perez. The villain's played by Abraham Justice. And the villain of Fair Play is Brick from the Green Arrow villain. But we did the comic book version because for those who know who Brick is exactly like Luke Cage if he was a mobster.
Right.
Unbreakable skin and super strength. So we have Mr. Terrific versus Brick. Mm. And so it's all Mr. Terrific and the Titans basically, including Static and Gangbuster versus Brick and his organization.
Nice.
And we have also other villains in this short. Like this is a surprise villain for everybody who watches it, played by Adam Oll, who's a great villain actor.
Oh wow!
It's 15 minutes long, and we actually showed off some of the fight scenes recently at Dragon Fest.
How did that go? It
was crazy. Dragon Fest, for those who don't know, is the Comic-Con for martial arts and cinema. Michael Jai White came by the booth. We had cast members from Big Trouble in Little China come through. It was nuts. Because in the short film, it's gonna be 15-minute long short film. We'll be releasing it on YouTube for free within the next month or two, because VFX are being done right now. Mm-hmm. The fighting you're gonna see there, every superhero has a different fighting style. Our Aqualad, he's a trained kung fu fighter. Our Nightwing, who's in our short, he's a trained capoeira fighter. Gangbuster, my co-director, does Hapkido. Geechee, who plays Mr. Terrific, he does more like street fighting, brawling. Static Shock, you'll see more with like a boxing, brawling street fight style. And then the other villains of the short all do kung fu and stunt fighting. Nice. Yes.
So when can the world potentially expect to see this?
We're looking more to release like mid October.
Okay.
As hopefully right before LA Comic-Con.
And where are you guys planning on releasing it to?
Just YouTube. We're gonna put it online for free.
Okay.
And so and then we'll do like a behind the scenes look on it. So and then when we do the premiere, I got you.
Okay, I definitely want to be there. I definitely want to talk to you guys more about that because again, you've been telling me about this for the longest, and it's been very interesting to hear. It's been very interesting to hear and to hear how everything has come along and everything you guys are doing. And so I'm very excited for it. I'm very happy for you. I'm glad you're getting the great feedback behind it, my brother. And I definitely appreciate you coming on here with me today.
Well, you family, bro. So you know how to come through. And plus, to everybody listening to Jay's podcast, I want to thank y'all for supporting my brother because he does this from the heart. Like some people, anybody can try to do a podcast, but nobody can do a podcast like Jay Washington can.
You're damn right.
Because not everybody has that integrity to it.
And I want to just say, I didn't pay him to say this shit either.
No.
So he said it for free.
He pays me in food.
Because if he thought I was paying his ass, he's shit out of luck. But hey, man, before I go, do you got any shows coming up? Because you do stand up out here now.
Yes, I do.
Do you got any place where people can see you coming up?
If you want to see me live, guys, you can see me August My bad. Not August. September 26th in downtown LA at Angel City Brewery, 7 o'clock. I actually just won. It's called The Gauntlet by the comedian Chris Wallace and also with Mike Cetera. I literally just won. I'm the 5th champion.
Nice.
It's every month in downtown LA. So since I was the last recent champion of the comedy gauntlet, well, they're bringing in all 5 champions and first runner-ups, and we're competing for a grand prize. So if you guys want to see me live, do my sets and whatnot, come on through. It's again the 26th. Starts around 7 o'clock in downtown LA at Angel City Brewery, and it's for free. Yeah, it's free 99.
Nice.
And besides this project that I did with Fair Play, we're going to be having some more DC shorts we're going to be doing coming up. And also, it's looking like we're going to be doing, because like I'm a writer and a filmmaker, so we're going to do 2 more DC shorts, and potentially we're going to be doing a new 3 Ninjas short and Highlander short.
Dude, you got a lot of plans and a lot of work on deck, and I'm happy to hear it, man. That's the one thing I notice about being out here is you have to be motivated, you have to be driven, you got to be focused, and you got to be ready to work on so many different levels. And my brother, you definitely do that in so many ways. For me, coming up this week, where you can see me actually, because I got a lot of stuff I'm doing. I'm going to I've been invited to. Oh my God, there is the behind the scenes of the Doom Patrol has come out, and it is freaking dope. Robot Man looks amazing. I need you to send me this picture. This picture will go up on freaking the MadTitanCast.com.
Gotcha.
You can see me this Thursday. Well, this Thursday I'm getting to go to, I was invited to a special screening of episode 1 of season 2 of Black Lightning. So I'll be attending that with a Q&A with Salim Akil. I've been honored to talk to the cast before and everything, so I'm going to do that. This Friday at 10:45, you can catch me at the Ha Ha Comedy Club in North Hollywood. I'll be on the second show. Saturday, I will be at the tournament. Saturday midnight, I'll be at the Tournament of Nerds, UCB on Franklin. I'll be at the Tournament of Nerds. They're doing a tag team edition, and I'll be teaming up with a buddy of mine. So make sure you come through that. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Do you got a social media?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, I also do interview celebrities. I do movie updates as well. But, I'm over here just showing love to my brother Jay. My show's called Citizen Cinema. So you just Google Citizen Cinema, or if you want to check me out, Mike Fallin, Fallin, on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Everything pops up. Every time I post on my personal, I post about Citizen Cinema as well. As well as you guys want to, you guys want to check me out on there. Everything, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Mike Fallin or Citizen Cinema. Everything's cohesive and intertwined. And again, I just want to give a big shout out to Jay Washington for bringing me on. And I want to give a shout out to all my cast and crew from the Fair Play Project, Orlando Navio, Nick Torres, Gio Perez, Gichi Gamba, all the actors, Juan Diaz, Abraham Justice, Chris Perez, the Samuel twins. I love y'all. Because we got twin villains in the Fair Play as well.
Dope.
And because literally, this to add on just a little bit extra real quick. In Fair Play, everybody except for me in the cast and crew are trained fighters and martial artists. Mm-hmm. So it was a blast getting to learn and work with them.
Dope. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington. That's MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. Go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAY Washington 80. My review for The Predator is up. I have to redo my review for Peppermint. I thought it was in my computer. It's not there, so that'll be up soon. Also, join the Supervillain Squad, man. Patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. I'll have the Q&A with Salim Akil up there coming up. The only way you're going to hear it is on Patreon. I got some other interviews up there already, and I'm going to be doing giveaways. The next 20 people who join the Patreon are eligible to win some giveaways. So in order to get it, you got to join, all right? Be sure to rate and subscribe on iTunes, man. Rate and subscribe on iTunes. Rate us on Google Play, but make sure you give us those 5 stars on iTunes. It means the world. I will holla at you guys next week. Until then, take care. I'm out of here. I don't know why I'm doing this stagnant. I just felt like I should. Take care. I'm out of here. Peace.